గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ టు వన్ ఆల్. ఈరోజు మన కెమికల్ బాండింగ్లోని VSEPR థియరీ నేర్చుకున్నామండి. లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ వాట్ ఈస్ మెన్ బై VSEPR థియరీ. Valency shell electron pair repulsion theory. Now see this VSEPR theory, valency shell electron repulsion theory. Let me ask you one question. What is meant by the valency shell? The electron that might be present in the outermost shell, and the outermost shell we are known to be that valency shell. Outermost shell is known to be that valency shell. Now let me explain what is meant by the valency shell electron pair repulsion theory. In the previous class, we have discussed about hybridization process, hybridization principle, and how the hybridization process takes place, what is known to be the hybridization. And there is a relation between the hybridization and as well as hybridization with the structure of the molecule. Now we are seeing that even though it's containing the same type of hybridization, there might be change in the structure. I will tell you an example. H2O, hybridization sp3. Actually, sp3 hybridization, the bond angle is 109 degrees, 28 minutes. Now, but even though it containing sp3 hybridization, the bond angle which is not exist at 109 degrees. The bond angle that is decreases to 104 degrees. H2O, sp3 hybridization, methane, sp3 hybridization. Methane is 109 degrees, H2O is 104 degrees. There might be decreasing in the bond angle. Let me know why the distortion takes place, why the difference takes place. The distortion molecular structures takes place because of it containing valency shell electron pair. I'm repeating. The distortion of the molecules takes place because it containing valency shell electron pair. Let me explain what is meant by a valency shell electron pair. VSEPR theory is explained by Sedgwick and Powell initially. Okay. Now, what is meant by the postulates of VSEPR theory? When we are discussing about postulates of VSEPR theory, we are observing that the repulsive forces, I'm repeating, what is known to be the repulsive forces. And these repulsive forces are identified in electron pair, and those electron pairs are identified in the valency shell. I'm repeating. Each molecule which containing an atom, and that atom that might be a central atom, which is surrounded with the surrounding atoms, right? Now each molecule which containing atoms, they're containing a valency shell, and the valency shell containing valency electron, and these valency electrons are having the paired geometry. I'm repeating. Okay, the valency shell electrons are paired. That means they might be in bonding and non-bonding. I will tell you. Now these electron pairs, the electron pairs, they might be participating in the repulsive forces. I'm repeating what is meant by repulsive forces. Now, electron containing negative charge. Okay, the electron which containing negative charge, the negative charge electrons, negative repulsive forces, negative positive attractive forces. See, now this negative charge electron participating in the repulsive forces, because of the repulsive forces, it may containing some distortion. Let me explain in detail. Now, see here. The shape of the molecule depend upon number of bonded and non-bonded electron pair around the central atom. I'm repeating. The shape of the molecule which is depends upon the number of bonded and as well as non-bonded electron pair. Pair means two electrons, right? Non-bonded electron pair which is identified at the central atom. And these repulsions between electrons in the valency shell, as they are negatively charged. Just friends, electron is always negatively charged. Okay, proton is always positively charged. Now see this. Now these electron pair that might be bonded or non-bonded. I'm repeating. The electron pair will be bonded electron pair, or it may be non-bonded electron pair. Okay, it may be non-bonded or it might be bonded electron pair. Okay, now they are participating in the different types of repulsive forces. Now we will see what is the repulsive forces. The first one I'm saying as lone pair repulsion. The next one is a lone pair bond pair repulsion, The third one is bond pair repulsion. I will tell you the difference between lone pair, bond pair, and lone pair bond pair. So see clearly, right? And before going to the topic, let me explain what is known to be that lone pair and the bond pair. Now we'll see an example. Here I'm taking an example of XeF4, xenon tetrafluoride. Okay. In xenon tetrafluoride, when I'm saying this molecule is an example, and this xenon tetrafluoride, I'm taking xenon is known to be central atom. I'm repeating. Xenon is known to be central atom. And this xenon containing 4 bonding orbitals, right? I'm taking as it is known to be the 4 bond, and these 4 bonds are sigma bonded, okay? Single bonded. And this bond containing 2 electron, okay? Here, this bond which containing 2 electron, the bond is nothing but sharing of 2 electrons, and this bond containing 2 electrons, and here the bond containing 2 electrons. Now we should calculate how many bonding electrons are there. How many bonds are there? This is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4. 4 multiplied with 2 is equals to how many bond electrons are there? 8. There are 8 bond electrons are there. Now, and this xenon tetrafluoride XeF4 which containing 2 lone pair. Okay, I'm taking these are known to be the non-bonding electron. The pair which is not participating in the bond formation. Okay, now it containing the 2 lone pair, 2 into 2 is equals to 4. Okay, now let me explain. How many bond pair electrons are there? Bond pairing electrons there is equals to 4 pairs is equals to 8. How many lone pairs are there? There are the 2 lone pairs, and the lone pair of electrons is equals to 4. Now, the 8 bond pairing electrons and 4 lone pair of electrons, now they can participating in the different types of repulsive forces. I will tell you what is meant by the repulsive forces. There might be the first category of repulsive forces. I'm saying it is known to be that bond pair with bond pair. Okay, what is this? This is known to be bond pair, and it is known to be that bond pair. And this type of repulsive force I'm saying as, and this type of repulsive forces I'm saying as, it is bond pair and as well as bond pair. It is known to be that bond pair repulsive forces. Okay, first one. Next one, and here we can have a lone pair, and here we can have a lone pair. Now this type of repulsive forces I'm saying as, you see this. Now taking the repulsive forces like this, and this type of repulsive forces, what I'm saying is, it is known to be that lone pair, and it is known to be that in between I'm saying, okay, I'm saying this one is a bond pair in between xenon and the fluorine atom. In between the xenon fluorine atom, it is known to be that bond pair. And this type of repulsive forces, in between the repulsive forces, what we're saying is, this is a lone pair and as well as bond pair repulsive forces. Now this xenon containing here is another lone pair here. Now let me explain the repulsive forces between these 2 electron pairs. The repulsive forces between the 2 electron pairs, what we are saying as, it is known to be lone pair, and it is also known to be that lone pair. And this type of repulsive forces, what we are saying as, it is known to be that lone pair, and it is known to be that lone pair. And this type of repulsive forces we are saying as a lone pair. Repeating. Okay, what is this? Bond pair repulsive forces. I'm saying there's one. Bond pair, lone pair repulsive forces. You see this, bond pair and lone pair repulsive forces. Now it is known to be that second one, bond pair with the lone pair. Now lone pair with the lone pair, and it is known to be that the third one. Right. Now coming back to our topic. Now say this, the repulsive forces that decreasing the bond angle. I'm repeating, the repulsive forces of the molecule which decreases the bond angle. Actually, sp hybridization 180 linear, sp2 hybridization, the bond angle is 120 planar, sp3 hybridization, the bond angle is 109 degrees. It is known to be that tetrahedral. sp is a linear, sp2 is planar, sp3 is tetrahedral. But because of these type of repulsive forces, I'm repeating, because of these type of repulsive forces, and these pairs are identified in the valency shell. What is valency shell? The outermost shell containing the electrons, one bonded and the other one is known to be non-bonded. The first one is bonded and the other one is non-bonded. And the type of repulsive forces are lone pair, lone pair. The type of repulsive forces are lone pair, bond pair, and the third set of forces are bond pair, bond pair. I'm repeating: lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair, and bond pair, bond pair. Now we will see some of the examples how the molecules distort the structure, how the bond angle is distorted. Okay. Now see the sixth point I'm saying is the lone pair of the central atom causes slight distortion. The word distortion indicating that the change in the molecular structure, right? The slight distortion of the bond angle. The distortion means that there might be decreasing in the bond angle. There is no increasing in the bond angle. You see this decreasing in the bond angle, and there might be change in ideal shape. sp2 should be planar. sp3 should be tetrahedral. sp is known to be linear. Because of these repulsive forces, even though it containing sp3, even though it is known to be sp3, the shape may not be a tetrahedral. The shape is distorted. There is a change in the shape of the molecule. Now we will see in detail. We can have a chart here. We can have different types of the molecules, and we can have a chart here. You see this. The first one I'm saying is AX2 molecule. Okay. Now, what is meant by AX2? And here this is A, and here we can have a molecule as X, and here we can have a molecule as X. And this AX2 containing how many lone pairs are there? Now here. Now this is the two lone pairs are there, and as well as the two bond pairs are there. Now see the molecular structure. The molecular structure here, it seems to be linear. The molecular structure is linear. Okay, here the molecular structure is linear. Example, beryllium chloride is known to be linear. Hybridization is sp2. And here there is no distortion, right? Now see this. Next one. The valence shell containing three pairs. How many lone pairs are there? Three lone pairs. And here I'm taking the central atom is known to be A. Now the A is attached with the X, AX3. And here we can have X, here we can have X, and here we can have X. And this X containing lone pair, and this X containing lone pair, and this X containing and the lone pair. How many lone pairs are there? Three lone pairs. Okay. Now it is known to be planar, right? The bond angle should be 120 degrees. Okay. Best example we're taking as boron trifluoride. Now I'm taking the third example, which is AX4. The central atom is known to be AX4. Now, how many molecules are attached? How many atoms are attached? 1, 2, 3, and as well as 4. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. The shape of the molecule is tetrahedral. The bond angle is 109 degrees, 28 minutes, right? Next one. Now, you're taking AX5, okay, or AX4E, or AX3E2, or AX2, and as well as E3. Now you're taking the different types of the molecules here. And the different types of the molecule, the central atom is known to be A. Okay, the central atom is known to be A, and here the number of molecules I'm saying as AX5. Here it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, and it is 5. Okay, how many atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AX5. First one. Next one. AX4E. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another one should be a lone pair. Here we can have a lone pair. AX3E2. Just I will tell you the character. AX3E2. In AX3E2, central atom is A. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And AX3. And it is a lone pair, and it is a lone pair. This is like AX3E2. AX2E3. I will tell you what is in the AX2E3. And here we can have A, and here I'm taking as X, and here we are taking as X, AX2. The rest of them will be lone pair of electrons. How many lone pairs are there? 1, 2, 3. Just give you the clarity, right? What is meant the E? E indicating that number of lone pairs attached. AX4E, 1 lone pair. AX3E2, 2 lone pairs. AX2E3, 3 lone pairs. Now we'll see the shape of the molecule. The first one is a trigonal bipyramidal. The second one, irregular tetrahedral. The third one is a T-shaped. The fourth one is a linear shaped. Now, there might be the bond angles are like this, 90 degrees and as well as 120 degrees, right? The bond angle is 90 degrees, the bond angle is 120 degrees. Here we can have an example, is a PCl5 is the best example. Phosphorus pentachloride. I'm repeating. Phosphorus pentachloride. Now see the last example I'm taking as AX6. I will tell you what is meant by AX6. You see this. Central atom is known to be A. Now here, how many atoms are there? This is 1, here is 2, here is 3, it is 4, 5, and 6. Is there any possibility of lone pairs? No. There is no lone pairs here. E value is equal to 0. Next one. AX5E. Here A, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, and E indicating that lone pair. One lone pair is there. Okay. Next, AX4, E2. Now here is A, X4. Here is X1. Here is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And number of lone pair electrons is 1. Number of lone pair electrons is equals to 2. AX4, E2. There are the two lone pair of electrons, right? Now, friends, you see this. AX6, 0 lone pair. AX5E, 1 lone pair. AX4E2, the 2 lone pairs. Now when you see this chart, if it containing a lone pair, when increasing the lone pair, there is a change in the bond angle. Okay. When the number of lone pair increases, then what happens? Lone pair repulsion, lone pair bond pair repulsion increases. The more is the lone pair repulsion, the more is the distortion. The more is the change in the bond angle. Actually, linear should be 180 degrees. Trigonal biplanar 120 degrees. Tetrahedral should be 109 degrees, right? No. But these bond angles are not identified as some of the molecule. Why? Because they're having distorted geometry. The distorted geometry because of valency shell containing electron, and those valency shell electrons having repulsive forces, and the repulsive forces are lone pair, the repulsive forces are bond pair, and the repulsive forces are lone pair, bond pair, repulsive forces. Now we'll see some of the examples, right? I would like to explain some of the examples. And these examples I'm taking from the previous papers. I'm repeating. These examples I'm taking from previous papers. Now you see the question. How to predict the shape of the following molecule based on that VSEPR theory? And here we can have the 4 options. Xenon tetrafluoride number 1, BrF5 number 2, ClF3 number 3, and ICl4 minus number 4. The first one, xenon tetrafluoride. I'm saying this is A1, right? Xenon tetrafluoride I'm taking here just like AX4E2. In our previous example just now we have discussed. Again, I would like to see. I would like to show you the example here. Let's see this. AX4E. Just I will show you the example here. AX4. This is AX4. AX3E. Now it is like AX4, and I'm taking an example AX5, and here AX4E and AX4E2. You see this AX4E2. Now take an example like this. Just I would like to keep a star here. XCF4 is the best example for AX4E2. Why? Because it's containing 2 lone pair. Okay. Now you see this XCF4 is the best example for which type of the molecule? AX4E2. Again, I would like to go back to my topic, right? Now see this XCF4. XCF4 which contains, this is xenon, which containing here is 1 lone pair here. XCF4 containing another lone pair here. The central atom is known to be xenon. I'm taking the central atom is known to be A, and it containing the 4 fluorine atoms. Fluorine I'm taking as X. How many fluorine atoms are there? It's 4, AX4. And how many lone pair electrons are there? Lone pair I'm taking as E, which containing the 2 lone pair. It is known to be that AX4E2. Okay. Now AX4E2. Actually, AX4E2 is nothing but AB4. AB4E2 because of lone pair and the bond pair repulsive forces, right? I will tell you what is in the lone pair and bond pair repulsive forces. Just concentrate here. Now here it is a one bond pair, the second bond pair, third bond pair, the fourth bond pair, and it is known to be the lone pair, and it's known to be the lone pair. You see this. Which type of interaction it is? It is lone pair, bond pair interaction. Okay. This type of interaction I'm saying as it is known to be that lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces. Now, which type of interaction it is? Here we can have bond pair and here we can have a bond pair. And this type of interaction I'm saying as this type of interaction we are saying as bond pair and bond pair repulsive forces. Okay, I'm saying lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces, bond pair repulsive forces. Okay, this is lone pair, and bond pair repulsive forces. This is bond pair repulsive forces, right? Now, then next one, bond pair repulsive forces. Now these type of repulsive forces are bond pair repulsive forces. That means when we are taking HCl4 molecule, and this HCl4 molecule which containing here is a lone pair, here it's containing a lone pair, there is a possibility of lone pair, bond pair, and lone pair repulsive forces. Because of all these repulsive forces, the shape is distorted. Now here the shape seems to be square planar instead of octahedral. Okay, actual shape should be octahedral, but here the shape is square planar. Why? Because the bond angle decreases, the shape is distorted, there is a change in the shape in the molecule. Why? Because of I'm repeating, lone pair repulsive forces, bond pair repulsive forces, and lone pair repulsive forces. Now it is about the first example, xenon tetrafluoride. Now we can go for second example. The second example here I'm taking as AB5E. Okay, AB5E. You see this. How many lone pair and how many bond pair electrons are there? What is the central atom? This is bromine, central atom. Then what is in back here? Fluorine. How many fluorine atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and as well as 5. 5 fluorine atoms are there. How many lone pair electrons are there? There are 1 lone pair electrons are there. Okay. Now you see this. Bond pair repulsive forces. Lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces. Okay. Yes, there is no lone pair repulsive forces. When the number of repulsive forces decreases, distortion value decreases. Okay, I'm repeating. When the number of repulsive forces decreases, distortion value is also decreases. Now see this. It containing only lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces, bond pair repulsive forces. Okay, I'm repeating. It's containing only one lone pair. The repulsive forces are lone pair and the bond pair, and the repulsive forces are bond pair with the bond pair. Lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces, bond pair repulsive forces. Actually, the hybridization should be an octahedral. Okay, and it is not an octahedral. Instead of octahedral, because of the lone pair, bond pair, and the bond pair repulsive forces, the shape of the molecule which is distorted, and here we are identifying the shape of the molecule is square pyramidal. Again, I'm saying we are taking any of the molecule, A, central atom. How many fluorine atoms are there? I'm taking as 5 fluorine atom, AX5. How many lone pair electrons are there? That should be only one lone pair of electron. If you are taking any type of the molecule like AX5E, I'm repeating, AX5E, the shape is always square pyramidal. Okay, AX5E molecule, square pyramidal. Next one. Now we'll see the third molecule, right? Here we're discussing about the third molecule. The third molecule I'm taking as ClF3. Okay, and here I'm taking the central atom is known to be Cl. The central atom is known to be Cl, and it containing 2 lone pairs, which containing the 2 lone pair. Central atom Cla. How many fluorine atoms are there? Is 3. How many lone pair electrons are there? Is it 2? Now this is the best example for AX3E2. It is the best example for AX3E2. Now, which type of repulsive forces are there? Lone pair repulsive forces. Now, the repulsive forces are lone pair, bond pair repulsive forces, and the repulsive forces are bond pair repulsive forces. Now, when the repulsive forces increases, the bond angles decreases, right? More is the repulsive forces, lesser will be the bond angle. I'm repeating. The more is the repulsive forces, lesser will be the bond angle. The shape of the molecule when we're discussing is trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, the shape of the molecule is trigonal bipyramidal. Actual shape should be trigonal bipyramidal, AX5. But instead of trigonal bipyramidal, the shape of the molecule is T-shaped. I'm repeating. The shape of the molecule is T-shaped. Instead of trigonal bipyramidal, the shape of the molecule is T-shaped. Okay. Now we will see another example. The third last example. Now I'm taking ICl4 minus. Okay. ICl4 minus. What is central atom here is I. Okay. I'm taking I is known to be A. Okay. What is surrounding atoms? Here is Cl is 1, Cl is 2, Cl is 3, Cl is 4. How many Cl groups are there? 4. AX4. How many lone pair of electrons are there? Here is 1 and here is known to be 2. AX4 and the lone pair is known to be E. The lone pair is known to be E. It is known to be the T2. AX4E2 molecule. Okay. Now, let me ask you the question. Which type of repulsive forces are there? Lone pair with that lone pair. Lone pair, repulsive forces. Next one. Lone pair with that bond pair. Lone pair, bond pair, repulsive forces. Next one. Bond pair with the bond pair. Bond pair, repulsive forces. When the number of repulsive forces increases, bond angle decreases, distortion value increases. I'm repeating. When the number of repulsive forces increases, bond angle decreases, distortion value increases. Okay. Now the molecule shape seems to be an octahedral. Okay. Now here the molecule shape is known to be an octahedral. Actually, here the shape of the molecule, because of the lone pair accommodation and the complex-like structure, the shape is known to be that octahedral. I'm repeating. The molecular force of interaction that might change the molecular structure. Right. Coming back to the chart once. Friends, you see the chart again. AX3. Okay. Now AX3 actual shape should be linear. Actual shape should be linear because it doesn't containing any lone pair, right? Now there is no distortion. Here there is no distortion. AX3, I'm saying AX3. Best example BF3, and here bond angle is 120. Okay. Now here is also there is no change in the distortion. The shape will be trigonal planar. But you see this case. Just I would like to mention a star here. Okay. Because it's containing one lone pair. Then what happens? If any lone pairs are there, there is a change in the shape. The shape of the molecule is V-shaped. Okay. The shape of the molecule is V-shaped, and here is the best example is SnCl2. SnCl2 is known to be that V-shaped. Now, instead of trigonal planar, the shape changes to SnCl2. The shape changes to V-shaped. Why? Because it containing one lone pair. Now coming to this, AX4, CH4, tetrahedral. Okay, 109 degrees 28 minutes. Here mentioned 5 seconds. Okay, CH4, methane, and there is no change in the distortion. sp3 hybridization, tetrahedral. This is as usual, but this case is important. Okay, AX4E. How many lone pairs are there? One lone pair. The shape of the molecule changes to trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, the shape of the molecule changes to trigonal pyramidal. Best example, NH3. NH3 is not tetrahedral. NH3 containing trigonal pyramidal. Why? Because it containing one lone pair. There is a possibility of lone pair, bond pair, repulsive forces. You see this. AX2E2. In AX2E2, how many lone pairs are there? 2 lone pairs are there. Then the shape of the molecule changes to V shape. The shape is changes to V shape. And here the example is H2O. H2O is known to be V shaped. H2O is not tetrahedral, right? H2O containing sp3 hybridization. But H2O is not tetrahedral. H2O is V shaped. Why H2O is V shaped? H2O is known to be V shaped. Why? Because it's containing, you see this, E2. Number of lone pairs equals to 2. Okay, the shape changes to tetrahedral to V shaped because of lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair, bond pair, bond pair, repulsive forces. Next one. I'm taking AX5 here. Okay. Now, when I'm taking AX5 here, in AX5, there is no change in the bond angle. Trigonal bipyramidal. Example is PC alpha. Now see this. AX4E. This one is very important. One lone pair is there. A regular tetrahedral. Then AX3E2. AX2E3. In both cases, how many lone pair electrons are there? 2 lone pair and 3 lone pairs. The shape of the molecule is T-shaped. The shape of the molecule is linear. Okay, the bond angle which is decreases, right? There is a change in the bond angle that might be increases or decreases because of lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair, and the bond pair repulsive forces. Next one, last example, AX6. Any lone pair electrons are there? There is no lone pair, right? There is no lone pair is octahedral. Best example SF6. AX5E, one lone pair. There is no octahedral geometry. Instead of octahedral, what we are getting is pair pyramidal. AX4E2, how many lone pair electrons are there? 2. Increasing lone pair of electrons, there is a change in the molecular structure, square planar. Okay, one lone pair, square pyramidal, the 2 lone pairs is square planar, the bond angle changes. There is no lone pair, there is no distortion, the distortion value is equals to 0. Friends, just now I would like to mention the outlines, what we have discussed today. Just to have discussed valency shell electron pair theory, and the valency shell electron pair theory according to the Sidgwick and the Powell. Okay, what they're saying is each atom containing valency shell, each molecule containing central atom, the central atom containing the valency shell, the central atom surrounded by the surrounded atoms is also containing the valency shell, and these valency shell containing the valence electrons, and the valence electrons are identified as a lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair, the bond pair. Because of lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair repulsions, there is a change in the bond angle. Hybridization will be the same. Bond angle changes, bond angle decreases, and the molecule shape is distorted. sp3 should be tetrahedral. It might be changes to V-shaped or pyramidal shaped. sp2 trigonal planar, it might be changes to T-shaped. And sp is a linear because of molecular force of interaction, because of lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, bond pair repulsion, the molecule shape is distorted. Okay, VSEPR theory is very, very important to identify molecular structures. Okay, bond angles. Now, friends, I would like to say one thing, that just keep in your mind this chart, and this chart is very valuable. Okay, if you keep in your mind this chart, if you practice this chart, okay, then you definitely get at least 1 or 2 marks in MCET objectives. Hope you're understanding what I'm saying, right? Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Myself, I'm P. Jarangarao, and my YouTube channel, Masters in Chemistry. Please subscribe. Thank you.